There she is often requested by commenters on some of my other Whatever Happened to videos. Jan Smithers, better known as Bailey Quarters, the beautiful but somewhat quiet assistant to program director Andy Travis on the classic sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. WKRP ran from 1978 to 1982, 86 episodes. In all, lots of wonderful acting by Smithers and the rest of the cast. I remember watching and thinking, I know I've seen her somewhere before, but I could never put my finger on where. Thank heavens for the internet now, I know that. Jan was a popular model in the late 60s and early 70s. She was all over print media and television. Jan got her start in the most awesome of ways. Believe it or not, she was skipping school for the very first time, or so she says, just hanging out with a friend on a California beach when she was approached by two men in suits who said they were from Newsweek magazine. And it turns out they weren't lying, and before you knew it, there was Jan Smithers on the cover of Newsweek magazine after publication. Jim's parents' phone was ringing off the hook, with agents wanting to represent her. The already mentioned modeling gigs were just the beginning, a tip of the iceberg for Ms. Smithers. In 1974, Jan starred in the film Where the Lilies Bloom, based on a well-known book which told the story of a poor sharecropping family. Smithers got positive reviews for her work as the family's oldest daughter. After that, Jan was able to find additional employment opportunities on both television as well as motion pictures, but it was her role as the shy but sexy Bailey Quarters that really caught the viewing public's attention. Sure, up front his center, there was platinum blonde Lonnie Anderson, literally screaming for the attention of all male eyeballs. But for many fans of the show, including myself, it was Jan's portrayal of Ms. Quarters that really felt like the real deal. There was an authenticity there, and even though she was often referred to as that other girl on WKRP, even television critics recognized the contributions that Jan made to the overall success of that TV show. Okay, brief intermission from the Jan Smithers update to stroll down memory lane a bit. Does anybody remember these things? Sure, this record player was absolute trash, but I remember wanting one so bad. Somehow, I thought I could be a real DJ if I had one of these things. Okay, back to K. After WKRP had ran its course, Jan found steady work on shows like The Fall Guy, Mike, Hammer, and Murder, She Wrote. But it was a 1986 appearance on the TV series Hotel that would forever change her life. You see, she fell in love with leading man James Brolin, and before you knew it, they were officially man and wife. Jan's last role was in a 1987 movie called Mr. Nice Guy. I've never seen it, so I can't speak to her performance in the film or the quality of the film overall. Roughly around the same time that Jan was making this movie, she also found out that she was pregnant. At last, she was going to be a mother. She and James would have a daughter that they would name Molly. And while the marriage didn't last, Jan has gone on record many times about how motherhood felt like a calling to her. There wasn't much more that she wanted to do than be Molly's mother. Acting held no appeal. She was 100% invested in raising her little girl. Molly has grown up now and appears to have a great relationship with both mom and dad. I'm not sure exactly what she does, but it does seem like this Molly Berlin from Brooklyn, New York on Etsy might be the same young lady pictured next to Mr. Berlin there. If you're into the whole ad see thing, you might want to go over to her storefront and check out some of the items that she is selling back to Jan. When Molly was older and in high school, Jan took her first trip to India with the charitable organization. While there, she not only fell in love with the people, but the experience. Since that time, she has traveled to India on 16 different occasions, and as you might expect, she practices yoga and dabbles in the fine art of meditation on a daily basis. She has also had the opportunity from time to time to reunite with her fellow cast members from WKRP. Jan has said that she looks back on that time in her life fondly, and a lot of that has to do with the people that she worked with day in and day out. Personally, I love to see photos like this one. You always hope that the friendships you see on screen are legitimate reflections of true friendships that exist off screen. I think with Jan and her other WKRP castmates, that hope is an actual reality. One last pick. Let's go way back to Jan's modeling days for this one. It's easy to see why she had such a successful modeling career before becoming an actress anyway. What do you think? Did you enjoy Jan's work on WKRP, or was there someone else on the show that was your favorite? It certainly did have a very unique cast of characters, along with Jan. I was a big fan of Howard Hesseman and the big guy Gordon Jung. Let me know in the comment section, and while you're at it, I would appreciate a thumbs up. What the heck? Why not subscribe to the channel? I talk about music, movies, and television, mostly from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching. You.